Welcome team, Coach Bonnie here. We're going to talk about some concepts within yoga, and we're going to use Warrior 2 as an example to learn some things. So, and you've been doing these videos, and I've been instructing you on some things to do in Warrior 2. Warrior 2 is about building strength in the legs and finding ease in the upper body. It's also very good for your core and for ladies and folks that kind of understand the concept of the pelvic floor and strengthening the pelvic floor. This pose will do it without you even thinking much about it if you follow the cues within the classes. So, Warrior 2. The way I set it up when I'm doing this pose is I stop and I think about the foundation first. So when you're stepping back, as you step back, this front foot needs to be active and strong, very strong with this 90 degrees here. This is a must. We don't let the knee go out any further. It's a weight-bearing knee, and so we want to stay at 90 degrees. Getting to 90 degrees can be hard. It requires some length within this area. But getting to that 90 degree mark will help you to build a well-balanced quad. I wanted to talk a little bit about yoga versus maybe weight training. And I like weight training. I weight train myself. But this is a little bit different in that it's a functional movement. It's actually something that you're going to do. So while you're working in your yoga pose, you develop the balance in a whole area as you're working versus in weight training. You could do your favorite workouts and maybe skip something. So an example would be working the quads too much, not enough on the hamstring. So that's where a yoga practice is a little bit different in that to get the whole thing to work together, everybody has to develop and eventually progress to where there's a nice balance between synergistic muscles like the quads and the hams. So the next thing I do when I'm stepping back, this long step back, is I have my back foot very active, at least there, parallel to the edge of the mat, or angled a little bit in to where I can get this whole line working and press my heel down. It's easier to press the heel down and the outside of the foot if it's a little angled more towards the top of your mat versus just parallel to the short edge of your mat. So this whole long kinetic line needs to be very active in this pose, just as this, okay? Notice in Warrior 2, the trunk is straight up and down, okay? You'll see a lot of Warrior 2s where people are surfing out, and this is where we're missing out on some stretches in this area, especially for the guys, is that you're leaning forward, and so you're not forcing your pelvis and your trunk to be upright. So I always tell the cues, the pelvic bone, the belly button, the heart, the throat, the chin, the base, the nose, and the top of the head all in one line. This will force you to give a little kick here, get some nice stretching in here while you're developing your strength. We're moving up a little bit, so the shoulders. Newbies doing Warrior 2, the shoulders will be up. We're used to that. We're used to kind of tensing up here. In Warrior 2, the arms are floating out and reaching out with your fingers out that way. And it's a lift up of the back muscles. And so the arms should be floating and being supported from the back and the underside. So a good lesson to learn how to turn the traps off and engage the back rotators, lats, the anterior, anyway, here we go. That just escaped my mind. Neck is nice and strong up. The gaze is nice and soft. Try not to stress out anywhere up here. So, points of caution in Warrior 2. Okay, there's a lot of kinetic awareness to be had in this pose, especially in this front knee. First of all, it never goes this way. Okay, 90 degrees, it's a must. It's weight bearing, it's good habit to get into. One of the biggest things that I see in Warrior 2 when I'm teaching the athletes and everybody generally is they have glute firing either weakness or a kinetic dysfunction to where the quads are so dominant, the inner thighs are dominant, and the glutes fire last, well then they have to overpower everybody else. So Warrior 2 is an excellent pose to learn how to refire the glutes differently, in that you don't let the knee come in at all from center line. You want to, while you're stepping back, engage the glute to where the knee at least stays to center line or comes out a little bit as you're stepping back. You do that often enough and you'll retrain your body how your body is firing to where you get this glute, which we all know is good for pelvic stability, etc., etc. IT bands being quiet. You can learn it here by this knee placement, knee tracking. Always center line, always 90 degrees. Keep it there. Okay? So this is Warrior 2, an excellent pose. Refresher, we're not letting the shoulder blades kind of drift up. That's a no-no. It's nice and soft, organic here. And I think that's good for now. So Warrior 2, any questions, let me know. And you can get more yoga tips at bonniekissinger.com. Check it out. Have a good day.